going to miss some time here. How big of a blow is that to your team?
Yeah, obviously he's came in here and had a big impact in the room and on the ice. So it's really unfortunate what happened, but he's going to be back good as ever. So we're looking forward to that return.
I guess that's why you get depth, right? To withstand injuries. What's your take?
Yeah, exactly. And obviously with Stevie and Holmer coming up from the Marlies, that gives us depth, and they're two good players as well. So they come into our lineup, and they're going to bring some energy and bring hopefully have some impact in the game. So we're looking forward to it.
Where is your game at right now?
Yeah, I don't know. It is what it is, and I'm gonna hopefully get it back here and just play my game, get to the net, and work those areas that I have strengths at.
Feels like you've maybe been trying to. You never want to take penalties, but maybe that seems to be more of a conscious effort on your part lately. Is that a hard line to walk?
Yeah, I've been doing it my whole career, walking that line. Sometimes I go over, but I feel like lately I haven't been. So I've been staying out of the penalty box.
Did Sheldon talk to you about the switch over, like going from the first line to the third line?
Yeah, a little brief. It doesn't matter what line I'm on. I'm going to play my same game and bring the impact every single night, and nothing changes on my end, to be honest.
You mentioned Holmberg and Steves. What just was the feel in practice today, and how that kind of unit might mesh together?
Yeah, I think we're going to bring some energy. Both of them have some skill and are able to put the puck in the net as well. So I'm hoping we can get on that forecheck and cause a little havoc and get a few tomorrow.
What do you remember about the last trip in here? It's kind of a crazy game.
Oh yeah. That was a little crazy. We had to leave the ice, but hopefully that doesn't happen again. Hopefully we don't have bottles coming at us. So.
Like on that line you played for your practice.
A lot of skill. So just try to use my speed, get pucks back, and get it to those guys, go to the net, and just keep it pretty simple.
What in particular stands out to you about Nylander?
A lot of things. He's so good with the puck. He can cut back. He's just such a good skater and can shoot it. Kind of does it all. It's really impressive to watch.
How would you assess kind of your comfort level a few games in now to your new team?
It's getting better. Getting to know the guys. Great group. They welcomed me right away, and just gonna look to gain more and more confidence and feeling pretty good.
What is the biggest adjustment when you come in mid-season to a new team?
I think just figuring out where you fit in and what you can do to help the team on a nightly basis. So for me, just my speed is the biggest thing, and I think it's getting better and better.
Where does your speed come from? Has that always been an asset for yours, or how did that develop over time?
I think since I was a kid, it's always been a strength, and I always knew to play in this league you need to skate well. So it was always a point of emphasis growing up, and just want to keep that a strength.
He was saying when you joined the team, he remembered you from the hit you deliver, or hits you delivered on him, in those games between Toronto and Chicago, before you joined. Is it a weird dynamic when you play a team like that and then you come in and all these guys that you just played against your teammates? Lily said that. Lily said he remembered a hit from you in one of the games.
Yeah, that's something I got to do to stay in this league. It's an important part of my job. So, on the forecheck, always going to try to finish the hit if I can.
What stands out to you about Sheldon's system, the way they want the team to play? He wants the team to play.
One thing that stands out is just a lot of offensive structure, more than I'm used to, and just geared towards possessing the puck and getting the puck to the middle of the ice. So I think it's great, generates a lot more chances, and that's been something new for me.
I know you've only been teammates with Ryan O'Reilly for a short time here, but if he's out for any significant amount of time, how big of an impact does that have on the team?
Yeah, he's a heart and soul kind of guy, so we'll definitely miss him. Hopefully it's not too long, and he brings a lot to this team on and off the ice, so we'll definitely miss him. Thanks, guys.
It was a little bit emotional. Both Pierre and Sandy was close friends of mine, and kind of grew up in Toronto together, so I was emotional for sure. But hopefully they succeed in their new teams.
Did you see Erasmus this week?
I didn't watch the game, but I followed it on an NHL app. So good for him. 3 apples. Seems to have a pretty good game. So good for him.
So last time we saw you,
I don't know if I got tripped or just lost my footing, but yeah, obviously went into the boards, got a little bumped up, but nothing, no injury or anything, so it was all good.
So what is the message from the coaching staff with you out the last couple of games? What do they want to see from you?
I don't know. I think just with the trades and everything, we got more depth on D, so I think you just got to play at the highest level to be in the lineup, and that's what I'm looking to do.
So where do you feel your game's at the moment?
I feel pretty good. I feel like I had a little bit of a rough game in Edmonton, but overall I feel like I've had a pretty good year, so just trying to keep it going.
What do you make of some of the new additions there? Like, I don't know if you knew Eric before today.
Yeah, I knew Gus a little bit before, but obviously great defenseman, physical. As I said, we got a lot of options now, so I think everybody got to play at their best to be in the lineup, and it's usually good for a group like this.
What's the feeling when you're out there with someone like Morgan Riley, like from a chemistry standpoint?
Yeah, also we played a little bit this year. Good defenseman, great skater, likes to be on the offense, so kind of like when I play with Sandy as well, I think so. I think we'll be a good match.
What's your comfort on that second power play unit?
I haven't played a ton of power play this year, but something I'm used to doing from playing with the Marlies and stuff like that. So happy to get the opportunity and trying to help the second unit there.
What's been your initial impression of Jake McCabe?
Good, very physical, plays a good game. Obviously stepped up there when John got hit, so huge addition to our team, and he's been good so far.
What about Sam Lafferty? Fast guy, competitive guy. Like, what are your first impressions of him?
Happy to have him with our team. I think he hit me a couple of times when we played him in Chicago. So obviously great skater, not afraid to get physical, and also a great addition to the team.
How fast is he?
I don't know the speed, but he looks pretty fast to me. Yeah, just a great stride, get up to speed real quick and stuff like that. So that's good.
With all the changes, does it kind of feel a little bit like a training camp? Because new pairs sometimes and new lines, that sort of thing?
I wouldn't say training camp, but it's for sure, a lot of new guys getting acclimated and new pairings and stuff like that. So I think that's, takes a while to get chemistry and stuff like that. But I think they've fit into our group right away. So I think it's going to be good down the stretch.
He's a big part of our team. Stuff like that happens, so we got to rally around and bear down here for the stretch that whatever games he misses.
What stands out to you about Sam Lafferty?
Yeah, his speed and the way he gets in on the forecheck and wins pucks back. And he's been great for us since he got here, so we'll have some fun tomorrow.
What was the feel in practice with you guys today, with you, Callie, and him?
Yeah, I thought we had some chance to score some goals, so it was good building some chemistry there.
With all the changes and different lines and injuries and all that, does it feel a little bit like a training camp? I mean, obviously there's more to it right then, but just getting chemistry, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I think it's good to get a practice in with a new guy that you haven't played with. So, maybe a little bit like training camp, but stuff like this happens, so we just got to. It's not the first time this has happened. So.
What's the key for regrouping when it comes to the top power play unit after Saturday?
Yeah, obviously we know we got better two sloppy plays. They scored 2 goals, which ended up giving away the game. So just got to regroup and be better tomorrow.
Tyler Myers hits John there. What goes through your mind immediately after that in the first?
Yeah, I thought, it's kind of a bad hit. He shot the puck, I don't know, a little while before that and then got hit. And, Kaber did a great job.
Were you ready to get in there? Or are you happy that Jake jumped in?
Oh, yeah, he came fine. Thank God.
What do you remember the most about that last game in New Jersey? It was a pretty crazy, you guys were running for your lives there.
Three goals with
three disallowed goals.
And the beer coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a wild atmosphere, so hopefully we get some of that atmosphere tomorrow.
You want more of that?
No beers, but like the atmosphere is good, yeah.
Have you ever been part of something like that?
I don't think so, no, that was special, yeah.
I remember John said he felt better to beat the fans than the actual Devils. That fire you guys up?
Yeah, it was just a game. I wasn't really thinking too much about the fans, but it was nice to win after they threw the beers in.
I think Pontus might have scored his first goal. Now he's back here. I know he's been down for a bit, but what do you make of his development during his first year in the NHL?
Yeah, I mean, he's been great filling the spot and doing a great job both ways of the puck, and obviously scoring some really nice goals. So yeah, we'll get at it tomorrow again.
Did you see Rasmus's first game with the Caps? Do you see what he put up?
Yeah, I saw he had three assists, so that was good for him. I'm happy for him.
Have you been in touch? Like, how's he holding up, or how's he adapting since the trade?
Yeah, I mean, he's doing good. I mean, he likes the guys there, and obviously misses the guys here. But I mean, that's just the business. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Let's start with O'Reilly. What's the latest you can tell us about him?
He has a broken finger. He'll go on LTI. And in terms of the full diagnosis and timeline, we'll have a better idea of that. He's seeing a specialist, I think, as we speak, back in Toronto right now. So we'll know more about it there. But obviously, not sure exactly what the LTI timeline is, but he won't be eligible for that period of time, and we'll get him back up and running as soon as we can.
And John Tavares?
John's just not feeling himself today, not feeling great, but wanted to skate and see exactly where he's at, and he got through it and was feeling a little bit better than he had thought. But I think just more so for him, out of an abundance of caution, we'll leave him out of the lineup for tomorrow and get him ready for Saturday.
Is there extra concern because of the hits he took on Saturday?
Well, I think you're a little bit more mindful of it, but there's more. I mean, there's a lot more. I mean, there's a bug going around. We've been traveling a lot, and there's lots happening there. So we just, again, want to be sure. He got through the entire practice today and felt good, but I think more so on our side of it than his, where you just say, let's just be cautious on this one, and as long as he continues to progress well, he'll be ready to go for Saturday. Yeah, just being smart. I mean, he did take some hits certainly in the last game, and like I'm saying, it's not an easy trip. It hasn't been easy travel, and anytime you're not feeling yourself, you got to be smart about it. And I think that's really all it's about, is making sure that he's feeling 100% and ready to go for Saturday.
Ryan hasn't been here all that long, but how big of an impact is his departure from the lineup?
Well, obviously, when you get him, you get excited and you know what he can bring. So to lose him certainly it's tough and disappointing. But I mean, we've acquired him to be healthy, ready to go for the playoffs, and that will be the case. So to that end, it's not bad in terms of what the bigger picture is, and especially with the nature of the injury, he won't miss much time actually on the ice and skating and all of that. So I think we did see enough in the short time in terms of what he can bring, and used him in different spots like we've talked an awful lot about, and can see the impact that he can have on our team. So I think knowing that we'll have him healthy and ready to go for playoffs is good, and I think see how it goes, but I suspect he'll get a good chunk of regular season too.
With all the changes that you're making to your lines, out of necessity, obviously, does it have a feel of training camp for you, where you're just sort of seeing what works, what doesn't?
No, not at all. I mean, we've made a bigger deal about the changes, and I think we need to. We've got Pontus Holmberg comes back in here, and he's played a lot for us this season. Alex Steves was up here not too long ago. Liljegren's going to go back in. Like things settle back in, and I'm not thinking of it that way at all. The changes have been nothing but a positive, and of course, the more time that passes, we will get better as a group. But to put anything about how we've been playing or performance on any of the changes or the players that have come in and all that, I think is just letting us off the hook too easily, frankly.
What do you like about Lafferty between Yard, Croc, and Nylander?
We've liked him at center when we've seen him there. He's playing there a lot in Chicago, and we've seen him in that spot. Obviously, we've already used Achari at center, and wanted to see what Lafferty can do there. I think he's played with tough head-to-head matchups. He's played with good players in Chicago. Obviously, if we're going to have lose two centers like we have here, you got to try some different things. So I think it's a good opportunity for him to do that. And he's a versatile guy. He's already played right and left wing for us. So this is a position he's played most this season. so it gets him back into a position of comfort too.
Was it important for you to keep Steves and Holmberg together on the line?
Not necessarily. It's kind of how it shook out. Obviously, we weren't certain on John's status here, but I think having some familiarity that for those guys, although Pontus has been here more than he's been in the American League this season, it works out good that way. And I think their skill sets match and all of that. So it was just more so kind of how the other lines shook out for me, frankly.
What is your message to Bunting right now? What do you want to see more from him?
Yeah, I just want him to worry about his game. I think that's a big part of why I make the change to the lines. I think when you're playing up in that top group, not only the expectations high in terms of production, but the matchups are difficult, all of those kind of things. So I want him to be able to just focus on his game, get back to skating with the puck and making plays and being confident with it. That's really it. So I think when you can put him in a different spot where, to me, you look at it, I think he can really be a driver of that line and be a leader on the line. And it's, like I said, most importantly, it's a chance for him to just focus on his game, getting back to being the player that we know he can be in terms of playmaking ability, in terms of finishing ability, competitiveness, speed, all those kind of things. Just really get back to that. I think he's clearly been there's a bit of a mental block there for him right now, and we're trying to help him through that. So he's an important guy. I got full confidence he'll end up back with Matthews before long, but I think this is an important period here that we give him every chance to really find his game and get it to where we need it to be.
What do you like about the Liljegren-Riley pair?
I mean, again, just kind of how the other groups shake out, and that's really it. But Liljegren has played good for us all season. We've kind of pulled back on him here the last little bit to give Shen and Gustafsson a chance to get in and get comfortable with our group. But we'll get him back in, and we'll just go with 6 defense tomorrow. So it's a chance for him to get going. We have been working him through on the power play and getting him some extra touches there, even more so here now going into tomorrow night. So, yeah, he's an important guy for us for sure. But as I've talked to him about, our team is deeper on defense now than it was prior to the deadline. So with him and the rest of our defense, the standard is higher in terms of staying in and competing with that. And he was in a similar situation last season. And whether it's, like I said, he or any of our other guys, they've got to, when they're in, they've got to do a really good job because other guys want to play too.
Shen stayed back in Vancouver?
Yeah, he's back in Vancouver. His wife is due any time here now, so it just made sense, given that we were there, to give him some more time. This is the only game coming up here this week, so we'll give him some extra time out there, and then just revisit it later in the week and see where that's at. But the ability for him to be there with his wife and his family, it was important, and it's not an easy journey to get from Toronto to Vancouver if need be, so we're just going to buy them some time.
Last one, guys. With O'Reilly out, are you just leaving it open to whoever wins a spot higher in the lineup, or do you have more of a set plan? I guess it's a bigger picture question.
Yeah, it's probably a little too fresh right now, but I mean, in essence, you just kind of go back to the way we were. I mean, we played a lot of hockey this season without O'Reilly, and we were in the league team, top of the league, and all of that. So, in essence, just go back to it. Obviously, you got the Bunting situation right now, but I don't see too much changing there in terms of my approach or our mindset as a team. We just press on.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.